I wrote down, are Scorsese movies just very compelling villains surrounded by bad accents and whatever DiCaprio's doing?
Yes.
It's just like the best villain you've ever seen, the worst accents you've ever heard, and DiCaprio. That's every Scorsese movie. Welcome back to the big room. We're back again, and we have notes at the top. We'll get this out of the way really quickly. We have a Discord. Hey! We have a Discord. Come hang out and talk about whatever. There's channels for everything.
Video games.
Sports.
Music.
Probably not sports. Music.
No,
or
sports
just
are dumb.
pups. Dogs. Post a picture of your dog.
Or
in the
your
Discord.
cats. Or your reptiles.
Links to Discord are everywhere. They're in the bio.
You can find them.
No matter what you're on, they're in the
Everywhere
description.
links are sold.
They're in the description of this video, actually.
Wow.
And if you're live with us on Twitch, which we're also doing every Wednesday now, yay!
Live on
streaming.
Twitch.
At the Big Room Pod.
Follow at the Big Room Pod on Twitch, not at the Big Room, which is another podcast that
sucks.
that I will conquer like
Wow.
Christopher Columbus.
We'll crush them.
I'm going to give them the internet version of a smallpox blanket to get them off my proverbial lawn. Because we started
mean?
first, so
So
they
you're-
can suck it.
Proverbial country?
Yeah. The country that is podcast called The Big Room. Who we picked this name?
I'm
'cause no one
intrigued.
else
Like,
had it.
what's their history? Because the room means something. Like that name means something to us.
I'm not
So,
going
like,
to
it's
watch
gotta
their show.
mean-
That's too much.
yeah.
That would be giving them like that would validate them.
Yeah.
We can't do that.
No.
We need a
Weekend
rat.
Man on the
We need a
inside,
rat.
Nick.
Yeah.
We need a rat.
That's the segue.
Rats on
There we
rats
go.
on rats. Yeah, so let's get started. We watched The Departed. Dumb. Stupid. Rhyming is dumb. We watched The Departed. It's our third Scorsese. Our
Third?
Sure is.
Yes, it sure is.
Gangs of New York.
Gangs
Goodfellas.
Goodfellas. That's right. That's right.
Yep. It's our third.
The goodest fellas.
Goodfellas, the only good one out of the three. Kinda.
Ooh,
I didn't like it.
this will be an interesting
Nicholas!
Thought it was okay. Nick, of course, liked it because I don't know.
I just can't.
Someone went on
everything
a-
I feel like you'd like, you don't like. And everything I feel
We
like you
were-
wouldn't like, you like.
At
Yeah,
first,
Nick, I
we
thought
were on
you'd
the
be like,
same
"What's
page a
going
lot,
I
on?"
know.
and we've separated.
It makes me sad.
So
This
far-
might be a me and you first, Nick. I might be on your side.
Yeah.
No, not the
Oh.
first.
No, what was
not
the first one?
We liked Gangs. We both liked
Gangs.
Gangs, but I wasn't on that
so
episode.
yeah, so Scorsese is just our common ground.
Scorsese's
Maybe. Yeah.
Overrated.
overrated. Pew, 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 pew.
I think he's a little
Okay.
overrated.
He sucks.
I don't think he
man.
sucks.
I think he
I
sucks.
think he's overrated. So we're
Man, this movie was like as much fun for me as like Pulp Fiction.
What?
Whoa.
Maybe
That's
not as
crazy.
much, but it reminded me of. I was like, this is kind of what it felt like to watch Pulp Fiction. I was like,
He might be
I
a
don't
level
know.
higher than me.
yeah.
I don't
I
know about
watched
that
the
one.
movie a lot.
I
Oh,
enjoyed
boy.
it until I didn't, and then it kind of brought me back at the very end.
It brought
Okay.
you back a lot at the end.
It brought. I was like,
I was
okay,
like,
that was a
really?
good movie, but I don't think it's like. At first, when we were watching it, I was like, if we still did stars, this is 2.5. It's like,
Really?
yeah, it's like middle of the road, whatever. And then the ending happened, and I was like, as much of a cop out as I feel like that ending was, and also
Literally?
literally cop out. I kind of liked it because it was like, all right, well, at least one good thing happened in the entire movie. I also
Yeah.
wasn't like,
You thought the ending was the one good thing that happened?
yeah,
All right, we'll get there.
it's just like
It's gonna be a
Like positive thing, you mean?
yes,
not
positive
like,
thing, not like good, like as in that was a good piece of filmmaking, but like positive.
Okay. I
'Cause
got
the movie's just like, I feel like the movie set out to be like, we're gonna write a confusing, twisty, turny movie, and then it just didn't land for me. I was never like gripping my seat with tension at any point, and I am a really anxious person, and I was just kind of like, okay, no, this is happening. That's fine.
But to be fair, we were exhausted after this movie.
It was
Like,
we were
like,
exhausted because movies are
"Oh,
too
long
long.
movie.
That's
It's
another
long.
point. Movies are too long. They're
Yeah.
too
This is
long.
a long movie with fast cuts too, so they jam it in there.
Yeah, movies should be an hour and 50 minutes.
But yeah, we were talking about like what would we cut out though. It's
There's
hard with
nothing
this
to
one.
cut out.
everything with the therapist.
It's hard. Oh.
What the hell?
Yeah,
is
yeah.
wrong?
Kind of
no,
a key
every-
figure
no.
in the end, though.
Yeah.
Is she?
Not
Yes.
really.
What do you mean? She's a key figure to both main characters.
Yeah.
She's like the
Yeah.
center plot
She's
point.
the grounding point.
She's the.
for yeah.
I give
Did we
why
ever-
she was there.
did
It's
we
not a
ever-
comedy, but she's the straight man. She's the straight figure. She's the only person with a moral compass in the entire thing, except for
Not really. Because
Except
she
for-
does a sleep with.
well,
She does a
in the
sex scene.
grand
Old Bill.
scheme of mobbery and coppery,
That's
like
bottom of- yeah.
low stakes.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But
low
did we ever
stakes.
even find out what her envelope was? I feel like that didn't even come full circle.
What do you mean with the
I have
envelope?
Oh,
some-
wait, that
I
was
have
the
some
CD.
theories.
No, the CD was
That
different.
was later.
I have some theories
So
there.
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
think
there's
it
a lot
needs
of
to be
theories.
theorized. I think isn't it just like, well, it's whatever he told her the deal was.
That's probably
DiCaprio's
what it
character.
is.
Say
Yeah.
that
Because
again?
he's like, open this if something happens
Costigan.
to me or
Oh,
whatever.
yeah.
So it's like whatever costing. It's probably the whole spiel.
Right. No, my theory, and we're really starting at the end here.
Well, because I don't
But
give a
that's
shit
fine.
about going through the plot of this movie because
My-
it's not The Godfather.
It would be a lot to go through.
I
And
mean,
it's, yeah, and then this twist happens, and then this twist, and I'm tired of twists. This is a water slide of fine.
This movie's a pretzel.
I thought that maybe she read yeah, because you're right. I assume the envelope is just telling her everything about everything.
Because the disc.
But I think my theory is that she told Mark Wahlberg's character everything.
Dignam.
Oh.
and that she was kind of in on the ending there.
There's another theory about
Because
him too.
because I don't know how he knew that Mark Wahlberg's character was bad. That Sullivan was bad.
But because he sent him a CD with his recording, he sent that to his house on purpose. He didn't want her to find it.
Oh, that's right, because everything was
Yeah,
being
there's. I
recorded.
don't think like having
That makes
theories
sense.
about the envelope. I don't think makes any sense because it's pretty. What's it gonna? Unless it's like a glitter bomb. Like it's pretty cut and dry what it
That
is.
would've been
never
more
mind.
exciting.
Never mind. I choose to believe that. No.
So I mean, the basic
What do
like
you mean, classic Nick? I had a thought.
Because
yeah,
you forgot about the disc thing and theorizing about
Nick having opinions, classic.
I don't think that's
Classic.
an opinion. I just don't. I think you missed two like giant obvious sirens
Cameron.
again.
It's too early in the episode to do this.
No, it's never too early because you do this every day about more than just movies too.
Whatever.
Let's not talk about what you slacked me at work today.
nah, we're talking about
I can build my Nick file would be like, you know, in like sitcoms when someone's got a work file and it's giant. Yeah,
Whatever.
it's my
We're talking about
that's the
movies.
Airhead file. Anyway, I don't like that only first names are in IMDb of characters and cast because everybody goes by their last name in this movie. It's stupid.
true. I know. Imagine being like a mobster and your name's like Bill.
Keenan.
Bill.
Like
Yeah, Billy.
Bill's not scary.
Billy.
Speaking
Like,
of cast, there were none of these characters were the first pick for the
Yeah.
movie. For Bill, they originally wanted Brad Pitt, and Brad Pitt actually ended up being a producer on the movie.
Yeah.
Instead of Alec Baldwin, they wanted Mel Gibson, which is somehow worse than Alec Baldwin.
I don't know. Mel Gibson hasn't shot anybody.
That's true.
Well, he hadn't shot anybody at this point in history. Well, that we know of.
I mean, yeah, but it still makes him bad,
Yeah.
even though it wasn't entirely his fault.
The Therapist was originally thought to be, or not thought to be, but they wanted to be Jennifer Aniston.
This would have been such a different movie.
Would've
That'd have been
Here's
cool.
where it gets
That'd have been cool.
crazy. They wanted Costello, played by Jack Nicholson, to be Al Pacino.
No.
And then they
Yeah.
wanted, for
No.
the captain and Dingham, whatever, they wanted Ray Liotta from Goodfellas and Robert De Niro. They wanted to make Goodfellas again, is my assumption there.
Well,
we
because that's
already
what
had
what
that.
Scorsese does. Is like The Irishman is just Goodfellas again. Like he just does that.
Have an original thought, Scorsese. Ever heard of
I
it?
prefer
Well, so-
every
and this-
new character,
This
like every new
movie's
actor.
This movie's a remake, too.
yeah,
Of a Japanese movie
that sounds right. I forget
called
the name.
something.
Yeah, I know Pitt. It was called. Oh God, I had
The
it, but
ending's
yeah,
different,
Pitt
though.
bought the rights to it.
Yeah. The ending is different. They don't have the Dingham loose ends tie.
But somehow Scorsese, or at least maybe it wasn't Scorsese, that doesn't make sense. The director hadn't seen the original movie.
Huh. Well, Scorsese directed
weird.
it. He's a director.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense. The producer,
file.
someone hadn't seen the original and like intentionally didn't watch the original.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, whatever.
I was hoping
Well-
one of you would jump in
Yeah, I
there.
didn't.
Nah, I
mean
don't
that-
care enough.
Well, I mean, the basic like plot of this movie is just there's a mob guy that's a mole in the police,
Yeah.
and then there's a police guy that's a mole for the mob,
Wow.
and that's the whole movie.
And
Ba-bum-bum-bum.
It was riveting.
the further
Yeah.
you get into that, though, the stupider that becomes because it's just they spiderweb it too much. I think at the end they're like when the mobster guy that dies because he at the shootout at the end of the movie, and then tells Billy like, you want to know why I'm not ratting you out? And it's because he's an informant
Another
too.
mole.
And then Jack Nicholas's character's an informant, and then there's more
FBI.
bad
Yeah,
cops. And
rats
who can you
everywhere.
trust in this web of stupid, lazy writing?
Nobody.
Whatever, dude.
Oh man.
When you
Come
make
on.
everybody special or like a mole, then it's just like, all right,
But
what's
Everyone
they
is
next?
didn't do
special.
that.
They
didn't.
did.
they
Everybody's
didn't-
a mole.
Yeah, but that wasn't their entire character.
Delahunt might
You
not
didn't-
have been a mole though.
Everybody
You
that
didn't-
was.
but if he was, you didn't learn that until he was dead. It didn't inform his character.
it still
he was
makes it.
still-
It doesn't. I think it does more harm retroactively than good. Like it's so many. Like where everyone that's alive at the end of the movie, like there's 7 or 8 people that are playing both sides or are like hidden. I feel like it's too. I didn't like it. I'm like that's lazy. If it's lazy if everyone's a mole, it's more
I didn't
interesting
think
if there's only
everyone
a
was.
couple.
There was.
To
There
me, I
were
saw it
like
as like a
6.
tightrope walk.
There was like 6 moles on both sides within the police department and
No,
within
there
the
was
mobs.
only like 6 in the mob.
What do you mean?
Like there
like
was.
6 people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there was probably
His
more
crew
than 6.
was
but
like, yeah.
there wasn't that many for there to be 6 on
Okay,
each side.
the one that dies on the couch,
Yep.
Jack Nicholas's character,
Okay.
and
Bill.
we got Bill. Then on the cop side, we have 2 more, so that's 5 or 6. So shut up, because I can count.
Okay. Total maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
It's
didn't-
total,
I
not
didn't-
in
I
the
didn't
mobby,
think-
not in the mafia. I'm talking cop side and
Yeah.
mob side. There's too many daggum freaking
I don't
moles.
know. I didn't feel like there was too much.
It's like we're playing Deal or No Deal, and every briefcase was right. Like you couldn't, you know what I mean? You could close your eyes and fire and hit. Oh, that person's a mole too. They might as well just firing squad the whole cast of the whole movie. And I don't like that. I think it's more interesting when it's the one here and one there, and then maybe the added like, oh, Jack Nicholas was an FBI informant, and that's why nobody could take him down. I thought that was cool. But like in the end, and then we just start shooting everybody, and I'm like, this movie's getting lazy. And in all the reviews,
Didn't they do that in Goodfellas though? He like killed everybody off.
yeah, but that felt like for more of a substantial reason. It's like,
Yeah.
oh,
Matt
all
Damon's character,
these
Sullivan was closing the loopholes. He was like, "Well, now this guy is the only other guy that knows. So if I get rid of him, it's all I have to worry about is me." He was just tying up loose ends.
yeah, but it feels cheaper in this setting for me than Goodfellas did. I don't know why. I can't articulate why I feel like that. But it felt just. This felt more like cheap action movie to me. It felt more like Shooter. And nobody in here has seen Shooter, and I swear to God we're gonna watch it next year because I keep having to bring it up. This movie is what if Shooter was A, more convoluted, and B, worse off for it.
I did think that
Also, Mark Wahlberg movie.
Jack Nicholson.
This is before he did all these other weird movies, though. It was before he did like
Wahlberg?
that comedy shift. Yeah.
No, yeah, Shooter's
more of a serious actor
Shooter's
back
the
here.
same way. It's not a comedy.
Okay.
It's a thriller.
Okay.
He's the lead in that.
Yeah, he's the lead in Shooter. And guess what? If you like the end of this movie, it's the same. It's the same.
Interesting.
It's just a little more. I think Shooter is like it's a dumber movie overall, but I like the way that plot plays out because it is less convoluted, and you don't have like all the reviews I was reading about this when people just start getting shot at the end and they're like, oh, we'll kill this guy and then he'll kill this guy and then we have like 5 shooting deaths, all perfect headshots by the way. Ever shot a gun? Good, crazy hard. I lost my train of thought.
Bunch of shooting at the end.
I
don't
know.
know.
I know.
Just that it was like a mess of rats. And
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah.
a
I
rat,
didn't-
and
I
that it
didn't-
didn't do it for you.
It didn't do it for me. I would have rather, because then I don't know. Then you look back and go, well, if everybody was twisty turvy, then whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. No, the people on the inside being rats, like more than just our main 2 characters, or like you're saying, even the main 3. That was fine for me because you didn't necessarily know that until the end.
Yeah.
And I liked the shock of that. It was fun just to
Gotcha.
go, oh, huh.
I just went.
But my only beef was I thought Jack Nicholson's character was like underdeveloped a little bit. Like for him to be like the main guy that both of our main characters were revolving around this guy, and we didn't have a lot on him.
What I would have liked
I
was
think that's
like
true.
I would have liked a fleshing out, not necessarily of his character, but more of like maybe we've been and they said they've been trying to take down this guy forever, but like why, like maybe a monologue from him of why his FBI informant status like kept him. I don't know what I wanted, but that like once we got that piece of information, I was like,
Right.
and then when he died and it was just like he's dead, I was like, okay, I guess he was an informant. I guess I don't know, because at that early in you're like, oh, that could be a misdirect, is what I thought. Like Nicholas being an FBI informant, I'm like, ooh, that could be a cool misdirect. And then it was just real. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I had fun. I didn't dislike the movie, by the way. I didn't dislike the movie, but I am going I mean, this is a show about Cameron points out what he doesn't like in movies, not what he likes about them, because I have more fun dissecting the things I think are wrong than.
It's fair.
Yeah, I'm going. Even if I love your movie, I'm going to take a big shit on it, unless it's The Big Sick, which is perfect.
Still can't believe you rated that one that high.
That was an amazing movie.
It's still probably my favorite movie of the year.
So what did you like then, though?
What did I like? So I thought, especially up until the ending in the whole everybody's whatever and shoot. I thought like I liked it. So here's what I liked: highlights. DiCaprio.
Yep.
I liked him in this. This is the first
I was going to
DiCaprio.
ask because you mentioned in the last episode you didn't have a movie that he was on your
This
side.
is the first
or whatever, so I
DiCaprio
wanted-
movie that we've seen this year that I was like, that was good.
Yep.
I liked his
Yeah.
performance in it. I still have a hard time, like when he's on screen, I'm like, that guy's 16. I don't know what it is.
No,
Dude,
he looks
even-
like a cream puff.
Yeah, he looks really young.
Like I can't take him seriously in anything. I don't know why. Cause like I know he's a big movie guy, but I'm just like, you just look like a little soft little cream puff.
Yeah.
I did have a.
His performance sold for me. I thought it was really great.
I had a DiCaprio note when he bangs the therapist lady. I'm like, man, the most unbelievable thing in this movie is DiCaprio having sex with someone older than 25.
Oh,
Got him.
got him.
No, I like DiCaprio in this. I like Jack Nicklaus. I think if you can have Jack Nicklaus in your movie, you should, because he's going to make every movie better. Things that and that was good. I liked the ending. I liked the I liked the Wahlberg wrap up, and I was also like, someone really needed to go home that day, and we're like, how do we end this movie?
Well, we were getting like stressed because we were like, is he gonna get away with it? Like, is Mark where's Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah,
Is he
I
not coming
wanted-
back? And then it was like, boom.
I wanted Wahlberg to come in on like the rooftop scene at the end, like when he confronts.
Yeah.
I don't know anybody's name in this.
That'd have been
movie.
better timing. Yeah.
I was like, man,
doesn't
I
matter.
said out loud, like,
Mark
man, I
Wahlberg.
hope Dingham shows up, because I wanted to see like Dingham one more time.
I totally forgot about it.
and then in the way he showed up, though, I was like, I like it, but also it's lazy.
It was very classic mob movie.
I think it
Or
has,
like criminal, like
Yeah.
guy in the house pretending to be a house cleaner with all the scrubs on or whatever.
I
Well,
don't
that's
know.
so he
It's like
didn't
I've
leave
seen
any
that.
evidence.
Yeah, it was an
Yeah.
evidence.
I know. It's just
Okay.
I get it. It's
He's
just,
he's not in there like
This
housekeeping.
is a housekeeper. But I have to clean everyone's house to make it believable. So
Okay, dogs are shaking the cameras. Hey.
Uh-oh.
Are
Stop
we
it.
good?
Come
we
here.
good still?
Yeah.
oh boy.
I need to secure the camera cables better. Sorry if you're watching and you just saw an earthquake.
It's two little tiny puppies.
It's my tiny dog animals.
Puppies.
All right, let me do
I,
let me do more
La,
things
la,
I hated
la,
real quick.
la, la.
Here's the thing that I don't understand, and this is a knock on Scorsese and his casting. Why? This is 2 out of 3 Scorsese movies where we're watching this movie and hearing actors do horrendous accents that
Oh
they're
my
not
God.
capable of
It
doing.
was really bad.
None of them were as bad, and I don't think any accent in history can be as bad as Cameron Diaz in Gangs
No,
of New York.
That was pretty bad. Yeah.
That is like, she was panned for that, and deservedly so. I kind of hope she still wakes up at night and goes, "Man, I really screwed that up."
Am I gonna only go back?
Now, some of them are good. There were, and at this point when I made this note, we had 3 main characters. We had DiCaprio, we had Nicholas, and whatever the other guy's name
Mark
is.
Wahlberg.
Matt Damon.
Matt Damon.
Oh.
And Wahlberg. So we'll have 4.
But
Um,
Mark Wahlberg's accent.
So DiCaprio's was bad. His accent was bad. Jack doesn't do an accent because he's Jack, and you don't ask Jack
You don't
Nicklaus
ask
to do
him
an
to do
accent.
that.
You even try. The only two guys with good Boston accents were Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg, and they're both from Massachusetts.
Yep,
So
that's scandalous.
they're
Makes
just
sense.
natively doing it. The therapist at one point. Hang on, I
She
wrote
had a
it.
couple funny words.
She
I
would
wrote
just
it
throw a
down.
word in every so often.
Yeah.
Like
I thought she was British some of the time. I was like, what? Because it
Oh,
just
yes.
it just flew in and out. Like,
So she talks perfectly normally, and then at one point she takes Matt Damon's card and says "cad," and that's
we
it.
were both like,
Yeah, we were both like, she's like,
okay.
here, I'll take your cad. It's a pocket car in the garage. It's so bad.
Coffee.
So bad.
Every word was
Coffee.
normal unless it had an A in it.
and people
Cad,
Yeah.
people
cad,
in
go back.
Boston speak not like that. You can speak like a person.
Right. I'm like, does everyone in Boston have this like really thick accent? Probably not.
I would rather you speak normally
This be normal.
than whip out cad randomly in the middle of the movie.
Yeah, I think they all could have talked normal and it would have been fine.
But
Yeah.
fine, let Damon and Wahlberg do it.
Yeah.
It's just how Wahlberg talks. Matt Damon, Wahlberg's from Boston. Matt Damon's
Dude,
just from Massachusetts.
You're saying both of those names so quick right now. I hate that both of these guys were in this movie because I cannot tell those people apart. Matt Damon,
what?
What?
Mark Wahlberg. When you say both of those names, my brain just
Do you have a hard time with like Don Cheadle and Sam Jackson too?
That is not the same.
it's not the same.
I'm with you, Nick.
They look
What?
the same. They
they
look
look-
identical.
Carl,
They're this.
help.
Matt
They both
Damon.
have like the
Ma-
crew.
I don't know
the
if I
cuts.
can.
Matt Damon, he's a little more squishy,
But they couldn't be. They couldn't be
but
like.
they look the same.
No, A, they don't, and B.
Google. You can Google
Matt
it.
Damon
It
looks more-
autofills, and there's a bunch of pictures of
Matt
people
Damon
put them
looks
side
more
by
like
side.
Matt Damon looks more like Chris Pine than he looks like Mark Wahlberg, and I don't
Yeah.
really think he looks like Chris Pine. No, and they their personalities cannot be.
No,
further-
I agree. Their personalities are different. They talk different. Everything about them's different, except for
I think once hair color's different, that's enough to separate them for me. I'm like, oh yeah, he's dark hair,
But
light
their hair
hair.
color's
Like,
the same.
it is the same.
They both have
One's
brown hair.
blonde, one's dark hair. No, one's
No.
blonde.
No.
Was Matt Damon blonde? in this
Matt
movie?
Damon's
He's not
blonde.
blonde. He's like a
I'll
He's
give
dirty
you
blonde.
He's
A
a
light
light-
brown.
yeah,
Mark Wahlberg's character has like dark brown hair.
yeah, and Matt Damon's is light brown.
This
It's
guy
not
has
that
dark.
different.
This guy has
Blonde.
brown
It's like
hair.
blonde.
No,
It's not blonde.
You're
It's
on.
not
You're on
brown.
crack.
It's brown. But Wahlberg's is
dirty
black,
bra-
so
it's
even
dirty
still.
blonde. Yeah, it's different when you look at them
Okay.
side by side.
Their jaw shape is different. Their noses
with
are
you.
similar.
Noses are
Growing
different.
up, I
Their
they
eyes
were,
are
they were the
way
size.
different.
Yeah.
It's like Russell Crowe and Jared Butler, same person.
Those two are
What?
closer.
Those
than
are closer.
The ones you're saying.
Still wild.
Yeah.
Still wild.
I saw Mark Wahlberg come because I didn't know he was in this movie until I saw his character on screen. I went, "Oh no, this is going to be so hard."
That is insane.
It was
to me.
fine. It was fine in the movie, but just in general, I
That's
struggle
insane
with
because they're so different.
separating those two.
That's crazy.
Visually is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but like once you hear Wahlberg talk, you're like, oh, that guy's an asshole, and that's enough for me to go, this
No, yeah,
face,
it was-
asshole.
It was fine in the movie. I didn't struggle in the movie. I'm just saying in general, they're the same person. in
I've
my
never
head.
looked at them and thought that, and frankly, I think you're crazy.
Well,
So, moving on.
Can we talk about how like? Oh my god, I almost said Matt Damon. Mark Wahlberg.
See?
Well, because we've been talking about it. Because
That's what
we've
I'm
been
saying.
because we've been talking about it.
No, we're not subscribing to this.
Um,
Go ahead.
So he came out of the gate
Not doing this.
swinging. Like immediately in this
Oh,
movie,
yeah.
he was so aggressive. Like, what did you do, an asshole? What are you doing? Oh my god, you're gonna cop? You're gonna be a cop? You a fake cop? And I was just like,
Good cop, bad cop.
whoa, like you need to calm
Hey, and when you
down.
want that role, you call Mark Wahlberg
I was just like,
because
whoa.
he's crazy. Yeah.
Leonardo, he just graduated his program. He's just sitting in this
Just
Yeah,
chair,
but
be a
they-
good
and
dude.
Mark Wahlberg was like, "I'm gonna get you."
Well, yeah, of course, because they knew they had a
Well, he's
mole
got a
problem.
suspect background.
Yeah, and he had a suspect
Yeah.
background. His whole family's in the mob.
I still feel like he was a little aggressive.
Yes, on purpose. That's
was
the
a
good
lot.
cop, bad cop thing. You have
He was
the two
fighting
extremes.
for truth.
He's fighting
He
for
was
truth.
fighting,
fighting
for
for
truth.
truth.
When
Because-
you do the
Gotta.
same.
You gotta.
Yeah, because he's in a movie. You can fight for truth in a movie.
Yeah, how boring would that be? He's like, I know you got a twisted background, but just level with me here, pal.
Another thing that there's another thing that really pissed me off is when Billy, like in Act 3, Billy goes to meet Keenan because he finds out. I think it's when he finds out that Jack Nicklaus is an FBI informant? I think so. And he goes to
Yeah.
Keenan's like house, and Keenan's like, come
Yeah.
in the back door or whatever. Stupid.
Gotta
And
sprinkle
Billy,
in that.
he sits Billy in the kitchen, and they're talking, and Keenan goes to Billy, here's an ice water. And he hands Billy a cup that does not have ice in it. And that made me so angry.
So
Because
mad.
the
I did not
line
notice
is, here's an ice water. We know one characteristic about ice water. Hey, suck my ass. We know one characteristic about ice water. At least I can tell white boys apart. And it's that it has ice in it. And I don't care if it's take 967. There's got to be some
Gotta put some ice in it.
grip that can hand you more ice. It's stupid. It's dumb. Like the cup
Yeah.
looked cold, but put ice in it. Scorsese, pay more attention in your
Put
It's
movie.
like
ice
another
in your
police
cups.
tactic or something.
We can't
Yeah.
get fresh ice between takes for this sloppy. Legendary director, by the way, can't make sure there's ice in the cups when the line is here's an ice water. That'd
Maybe
be
it
the
was-
first thing I would act. Make sure there's ice in it. Like, come
Maybe it
on.
was an improv line.
No, I don't think so.
Even then, fix it.
I don't think if he's an improv line, I don't know if they're gonna have an improv prop.
That's true.
That's just Keenan's
There's gotta be
actor's
ice
actual
somewhere.
water. It's like,
Yeah.
here, hold that, DiCaprio. DiCaprio having sex with a woman older than 25. I wrote down, are Scorsese movies just very compelling villains surrounded by bad accents and whatever DiCaprio's doing?
Yes.
It's just like the best villain you've ever seen, the worst accents you've ever heard, and DiCaprio. That's every Scorsese movie.
With Gangs of New York, I'm with you there.
Yeah, it's the best villain ever.
Oh, he's amazing. Yeah.
He's scarier than Darth Vader. Everything else about that movie sucks, except for Daniel Day-Lewis. And
How did
this
you like
movie,
the villain of Costello?
is that Jack Nicholson's character?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, it's great because I just love watching Jack Nicholson do stuff.
Yeah. Because I was thinking about like when we did Kill Bill and like we were like Bill wasn't that compelling of a villain or whatever, but I was like this guy, I was like I do not want to be on the wrong side of like this
No.
guy.
I
Like he
didn't-
was
Yeah,
demented.
how to make a villain scary is have him walk up to meet someone from the back room of the bar with blood
Covered
up
in
to his
blood,
elbows.
yeah.
That's how you make a scary villain. You don't just
Yeah.
hint that he's scary. You show me that he's a psychopath.
Well, even just the things he would say and like you just saw the power he had over everybody and you're like, ooh, it was chilling.
I know.
I feel like most of that is just due to Jack Nicklaus's
'cause he-
acting.
yeah,
like he's
like-
so
yeah.
good at being a villain.
So we just
So
watched the
spooky.
Joker. Or the Joker. We did not watch the Joker. We watched
Batman.
the Batman, and he's the villain in that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like Jack Nicklaus playing a villain is just Jack
Yeah. It
Nicklaus
just feels
playing
right.
a villain. He's just
I
like,
could see some of the Joker coming out
else?
when he was like singing that song
Yep.
with that one guy. And I was like,
100%.
oh god. I was
like,
like, this guy's insane.
this is what if his Joker
How much
was
coke
like-
did they need to make this movie?
yeah, it's like what if his
Like-
Joker was just scarier? It was
Like-
awesome.
I don't know what else I've seen with him in it other than Anger Management.
Which is a great movie.
It is a good movie.
Goose Fraba.
Goose Fraba.
That's a good movie.
He's in Batman.
What's the other one I've seen? The Bucket List.
I haven't seen that.
He's in the
The
he's big in
Shining.
The Shining.
The
but
Shining
I haven't
is-
seen
I
that.
Oh,
Yeah, I
The
haven't seen
Shining
that.
is amazing.
It
Yeah.
looks scary, so I don't want to watch
It's
it.
not that scary. I don't like
No.
horror films, and I was able to watch it. It's kind of creepy,
Okay.
but it's not like jump scare. It's kind of like more sinister,
yeah.
like a thriller.
rude. It's like a bubbling up kind of like what's gonna happen. Yeah,
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I think
Alright.
It's
this
like a
is,
slow burn horror film, I
I
guess.
think this is only my second movie of his, which is crazy because he's so recognizable, and I feel like I've seen him in a lot more.
I want to watch One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
What is that?
It's just a movie. It's a book adaptation,
Yeah.
or a movie adaptation of a book, but it's just he's in it. That's all I know.
I don't know anything about
And
it.
I've heard it's been praised, so I'm like, all right, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, that title sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy that we went from those flip phones to iPhones in less than 2 years.
Did we really?
Yeah.
So 2006 movie, iPhone was
Whoa.
2007. So
That's wild.
crazy.
They didn't
That's-
even have like a razor. They had these
we
terrible.
were
Yeah.
talking
The little
because
Nokia flips.
they do the thing
Yeah.
that we all used to do is like
Eh.
snap the phone shut to end a call.
God, so
And
good.
Danielle was like, "No one
So
can snap
dramatic.
phone shut anymore." And then I just went,
Yeah.
'cause
Yeah,
I-
this
I
guy.
Can. I can. I have a
Ah.
folding phone.
I have a folding.
I want my phone
phone
to fold.
I could do it. I
Remember
can
some scene where
snap
like
it.
they both like hung up and it was like snap, snap, and I was like, if you did that today, it'd be like boop, boop, It'd be like these like charming tones. It just wouldn't be the
Yeah.
same
But
effect.
yeah, when you're pissed off, I was talking about this in the office the other day. When
Just
you're
have to
pissed
throw
off
your
now,
phone
it's like you mash that red hang up button really hard, and then like
And then
angrily but
a
cautiously
smudgy
chuck your phone
fingerprint
on the
there.
bed,
Yeah,
you know,
just toss
and
it
hope it doesn't
onto a
bounce
pillow.
off.
Yeah.
oh god,
I can't
Man.
angrily hang up anymore. It's over.
Dude,
you
if
used to
you
be able to
threw-
slam
us.
a receiver on a thing.
Hey.
I was
in
gonna
the
say if you
80s.
threw one of
Yeah.
those old Nokia phones, it would put a hole in the wall.
Oh yeah, I could put a hole in the wall with this. Just I could never
That's
use
true.
it again.
Yeah, yeah, it worked fine.
Yeah, those things are awesome. Yes. So that was the end of Cameron's notes. So you know,
The end
I
of your
think it's-
notes.
I think it's worth talking about. My favorite part of this movie
Yeah.
was the just kind of the
Hey.
rat race, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
of-
Literally.
yeah.
Nice.
Of
Yikes.
Bill
Well done,
and
Nick.
Bill and Sullivan just almost catching each other in the alley and like slowly realizing who each other is.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. The freaking porno scene with Jack Nicholson that
What a
killed me.
psycho.
they're in an adult
What?
theater.
Okay.
Oh
sorry.
yeah.
They're not just like on their computers.
Right. I guess yeah.
I got really concerned for a second, and Cameron was like, "No," and I was like, "What was that?"
Was that no?
and Cameron was like, "That's
Wait, what?
because he like flashes him," and I was
No.
like,
Oh,
"What was
yeah.
that?"
So yeah, Jack Nicholas like has like a dick, and he
Yeah.
like flashes
Yeah.
Sullivan, and she was like,
Really
"Was that
concerned.
Jack Nicholas's dick?" And I was like, "Absolutely not." First of all, that was gray,
Yeah.
and second
I
of
mean,
all,
he's
that
old.
was
That's
enormous.
I mean, I've heard.
No.
I've heard.
You've heard?
Yeah.
See,
I watched a
endowed.
lot of videos about this
No.
movie
About
and
his
just
penis?
things and no that was just a different search, but yeah, I watched a bunch of movies, like a bunch of like videos about like this movie, and like there was one according to I think it was like a Howard Stern interview, but like a porn star that he was dating, she was like, he's big, so I was like, oh, okay,
Yeah,
so that's cool, good for him.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Jack Nicholas is well endowed. You heard
But
it
no,
here first.
I really like the scenes where they were kind of chasing each other and both being
Stabs that poor
Yeah.
Asian man.
Oh,
And then
man,
doesn't
yeah.
care
a lot
about
of
him at
collateral
all.
damage. Yeah.
Let's talk about the X thing. Someone that's not me talk about the X thing.
Oh gosh, I enjoyed this. I don't think any of you guys
Did you watch the movie again and then
Not because of this, but I
like,
did watch the movie
point at
twice.
the screen every time you saw an X? Like, oh,
Kind of.
yeah.
So in the movie, anytime, well, not anytime, but all the characters that die at some point in the movie, you see,
Several times for some characters, right?
yeah,
Which
for
is-
sure. There are X's on, like behind them on the wall, in like the staircase, in the carpet, and just in different areas. You can see
Yeah,
literally
like
an
it's
X.
part of the set.
At
or-
the end, in the elevator, there's one that's really on the nose, where there's
right.
literally
That's
just
the
an X
one
on
I
the
caught.
wall.
Yeah, it's the one I caught.
That one.
A lot of them are like it's scaffolding, which naturally
Yeah.
has X shapes, and it's like, all right.
There's
So
like
you
a-
can look it up on like Screen, whatever that website is, and like see screenshots of them.
Yeah.
And some of them are pretty on the nose. But
the,
I didn't.
the airport one was cool.
Yeah, that
It's
one-
subtle though. It wasn't like so.
It's
overt
so
that it was
subtle
like it wasn't like
that-
an X marks the spot. Like I was just like, you can kind of notice it, and to me, that's like nice color for the movie. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, I think the
cool.
only thing that the X thing does, because it's completely unnoticeable during a first watch, unless you're looking for it. Like you're not going to notice it. So all it does is gives like nerds fuel to be better than you at watching a movie, which I think
Yeah.
is stupid.
Yeah.
It's like, did you
don't
notice
know.
the X's? Did you notice that? But if a character's gonna die,
Actually.
yeah, if a character's gonna
Yeah.
die, there's an X on them. Oh, so X marks the spot. Stupid, and it's
Blast.
I mean-
heavy-handed, and I just don't like. I don't like that stuff. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I mean,
it was
I think
also a
they're-
tribute to the original Scarface. The original Scarface movie did that.
Really?
Yeah, so it's not even an original idea. He just
Oh,
ripped it
wow.
off from something else and was like, "I'll do that, but way worse."
Tarantino
like it way
does that
more.
all the time.
Yeah, but Tarantino makes good movies, and Scorsese doesn't.
I like this movie.
God.
There was a
Oh,
quote from
man.
him. I guess he got some like Screen Actors or Directors Guild award for this. And his quote was, "This is the first movie I've made that has a plot." And I was just like, imagine
What?
being a famous director and being like, "This is my first movie with a
Well,
plot."
if you think
like,
about
what?
it, Goodfellas is like we're following a guy, so it's more of a narrative based.
Okay.
kind of deal. Gangs of New York is just bad, and then this movie.
We will hate that
yeah,
movie
it's like
forever.
This.
we've got kind of two characters doing a thing instead of one character doing a thing. I guess it's kind of.
Yeah, I guess that sort of makes sense. This movie was his third, like, highest grossing film, behind Wolf of Wall Street and Shutter Island.
Yeah, you love Shutter Island.
I do love
It's
Shutter
not looking
Island.
good for you.
I know.
I like Shutter Island too. I think we're just Scorsese people, Nick.
We might be.
I guess that's
I don't
fine.
think I am. I don't think I'm a Scorsese guy. That's what I'm
Definitely.
learning.
That's okay.
Which is interesting because like every other director, well, every other director,
You
it's
don't
just
have to like everything.
it's just interesting because
Yeah.
every other director so far, it's been like, oh man, this movie's sick, and oh man, Francis Ford Coppola, these are masterpieces, and oh Tarantino, every movie of his is pretty good or the best thing I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And then it's like Scorsese is 1 for 3.
Huh.
Yeah,
for me.
which
It's
I mean, he
just
has a lot.
Goodfellas.
He has a lot of movies, but
Yeah.
This movie reminded me a lot
I
of
definitely-
Goodfellas, though. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
That's the thing.
It just-
a thing I read on Reddit is that Scorsese movies are all just other Scorsese movies. Like he just kind
He
of
has
makes
one
the
movie.
same movie
Like,
over and over and over.
Photocopies it
And
over.
I'm not sure that should be celebrated.
I don't know, man.
I mean, I'm not
I like
I'm not a
it. I
movie
like it. I
expert,
don't-
but
Yeah, I
It's
don't
okay
have, I
to
don't have
like
the
it.
vocabulary to arm like why I think this is
I
good, but I
don't-
just I
Right.
left this movie going like, holy shit, like this was amazing. Like
I said
the
the same
scene-
thing but for different reasons.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm tired.
Like, I don't think it's to the level of Scarface or Godfather or anything like that. But like, or
thought this was
even
better
a
than
Tarantino
Scarface.
movie. Like, it's not on that level with the other legendary directors for sure.
yeah.
But I really like.
Oh, this is no Godfather, which is hard because we came off of Godfather almost
That's true.
like exactly to this.
Yeah,
Like
I
Blade
feel
Runner
like I
was-
a lot
like
of mob movies for us.
Scarface over
yeah, it's
this.
a lot of crime.
Yeah.
Well, crime movies are cool. I like
Yeah.
Blade Runner more than this. Oh, 100%. You just don't get it, Mom.
This was just such a fast-paced, like thrill ride, and I was just like on the edge
So,
of my seat
okay.
when things were happening. And I was like, "Oh my god, is he gonna get like? Does he know? Like, because then you put yourself in the situation. You're like, I couldn't like keep 2 lives going simultaneously. I can barely keep one going. You know, it's like to
Yeah,
pull this off is
DiCaprio's
just
stress was
insane.
really cool.
Yeah,
I
And,
did.
yeah, it was palpable. You could like see it. You were like he was like almost crying in every scene. You're like, this guy's about to break.
just
Yeah,
like
it was-
asking
it
to
was
get pulled
tense.
out. It was super cool.
Yeah.
So that's a good point. Is that this is a really fast-paced movie, and I don't think Gangs is. And Gangs,
No.
I was like, even though I didn't love this movie, I wasn't bored like I was through Gangs. Gangs, I was like,
Yeah, this movie
Can
goes by
it
quick
end,
despite
please?
being 2.5 hours. Yeah.
It went by quick,
For me,
and
it
then
did.
also in retrospect, I was like, that was really long, and I'm tired. But while I was watching it, it flew, which is
Yeah.
good because
If
Gangs of New York
movies,
was long and
Yeah.
felt long and was messier and
Yeah.
ugh.
movies
So,
like
like,
this
it's also
always.
kinda- What were we saying?
Ugh, I was gonna say, like this, Goodfellas, Scarface, all of these like long dramas about the 2-hour mark. I'm like, I'm done, and there's still a
Yeah.
whole other like 30 minutes, like Act 3
And
to
it's
go.
the
and I'm
meatiest
like,
part.
ah,
Yeah.
Right. I get
I was
that.
gonna say it
but
reminded me a lot of LA Confidential too, where you have like that
That's another
straight laced
one.
cop, and you have that kind of gruffer cop. But like, these guys just pit against each other in this movie. But
Yeah.
it did remind me of that a lot. But this movie seemed to have a lot more style. I don't know.
I agree. I like this better than LA Confidential.
100%.
LA Confidential is
Yeah.
very blunt.
better
this is a
better
good
than
movie.
LA Confidential. Better than
Better
LA
than-
Confidential. Worse than Goodfellas.
Yeah.
Somewhere in
Yeah,
the middle.
of course. This is
Somewhere in the
the
middle.
Goodfellas, I think,
think
is
I
the
could-
best Scorsese
I think I could do
movie
that.
we've watched.
Goodfellas was amazing. Yeah.
Super good.
Hot points?
Hot
Hot
points.
points.
Hot points
Hot
corner.
Did we
We
do
need-
hot
we need a
points?
song.
We did hot points in
We
last
do.
week.
Last week for
one
Harrison.
day,
Yeah.
I
Poor
wanna-
Harrison.
I
Ended
want
up
to
with a
Fiverr
2.
a bunch of. One day I want to Fiverr a bunch of like radio voice singers, but
love
it
it.
is not this day.
No. Harrison deserved better last episode, but it's not his fault that his character wasn't hot.
The
so.
script let him down.
It did.
I liked it.
I don't know if Leo will fare much better. I
Uh-oh.
What?
no.
only did
What?
hot points for Leo because I had to focus on this movie, so I get distracted, and then I was like, oh yeah, hot or
Yeah.
not. So, alrighty. Leonardo DiCaprio is the main focus of our hot
For
points.
new listeners, how do
For
hot
new
points
listener.
work?
Hot points work. So everybody starts at a 5, and then we add or subtract points for whatever I viscerally react to.
5 out of
There
10.
is No explaining it. It is solely based on my opinions, and that's the way it's gonna be.
Yep.
As it should.
Play at home.
So Leo, Billy, Bill.
Billy. -1 point for Billy.
Minus 1
William
point for
Costigan
Billy.
Jr.
-1 for his terrible accent. It was terrible.
It's bad.
-1 for his saggy, sad 2000s pants. They were not cute.
Ooh.
The outfit wasn't hot. You know, you gotta have a. There's no style. Just sad.
The mid 2000s were rough.
They were.
They were rough
They
everywhere.
weren't rough when you were in it, though.
Hair-
You gotta be
That's
vocal with
true.
everything.
I don't know.
But we're not in that now.
That's
Hair
alright.
was bad. Outfits were bad.
Um,
Mark Wahlberg needed a tan.
So
He was really pale.
he was.
And
pretty
he would
pale.
punch me in the throat and kill me for saying that. But you know what,
Yeah.
Mark? Go do another Transformers
With a really
movie.
good quip, yeah.
Go have a Wahlburger, bitch.
Oh.
Go ahead.
All right. We got an additional point for the makeout scene on the counter because that was pretty hot
Nice.
with the over 25-year-old woman.
Yeah. On the counter,
Yeah. And then they're in the kitchen. I was like, ooh.
she
hot.
she picked him up and put him on the counter because he's so small.
No, that would have been minus a hot point.
And he does little kicky legs.
That would have been not hot.
He swings his little feet. No, sorry.
Interrupting
Go
my
ahead.
points. Then we got a final -1 for his constant state of panic because he was stressing me out. And I don't want my hot guys to stress me out. I want to be the stressed one. They need to provide
-1
calm.
point for
Fellas.
that constant state of panic.
Fellas, is it gay to be panicked when you're double agenting?
Yes, it is. It's not
Your
hot.
life's at risk.
Yeah.
Not hot.
All right, so that's a 4?
That leaves us at a 4, yeah.
4 out of 10.
Yeah.
That's not a
Oh,
passing
wait.
grade,
man.
DiCaprio.
No, it's not. 5, 4, 3.
It's because he's not attractive.
I would have thought more, yeah.
Of the 3, though,
Actually,
DiCaprio.
no, I think that's a 3.
Oh.
I can't do math, guys.
Who
Sorry.
cares? He's
No,
Let
I
us
think
know
it's
in
a
the
3.
comments.
Let us know in the
Someone-
comments.
Yeah.
5.
No, I like where you're going with this.
Yeah.
Of the 3.
3.
of
rank
the
'em.
3, DiCaprio, Damon, and Wahlberg.
Ooh.
Who's your favorite?
Actor or character?
I think actor. I don't care about the characters.
Hotness?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know,
Hotness.
guys.
Who are you smooching
DiCaprio.
on the mouth? DiCaprio, okay.
I think he's got the most.
You're too
He's
old,
got
though.
the biggest name. Yeah, yeah.
You aged
Well,
out
we
like
don't know what
6
his
years
age
ago.
range is for men.
That's
True.
true.
Yeah.
Fair.
Leo, hit us up.
I'm going Leo, Wahlberg, Damon.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't know we were
See,
supposed to rank.
my initial reaction
I don't
was
know what we're
Damon.
Damon first.
Yeah,
Really?
that was my initial reaction.
I think Damon
You're not
looks...
getting him confused with Mark Wahlberg, right?
Right.
Correct.
Are you...
Matt
All right.
Damon, not
'Cause all
Mark
white people look the
Wahlberg.
same.
They do. I mean, look
do.
at us. We all look exactly
I
the
couldn't
same.
tell Matt Damon and Jack Nicholson apart.
Wow.
For me, it's Wahlberg, and then I don't even care about the other two at all. Wahlberg's
Ooh.
kind of hot.
He would be
But
my
his
second.
schedule
He would
is
be
so
my
crazy.
second.
He gets up at like 4 a.m. and works out, and then
Yeah.
you wouldn't be able to ever see him.
He's one of them short.
Leo's probably lazy.
He's a short,
wakes up on his
strong,
yacht.
angry fella.
Leo would take you to
Yeah.
the country club. Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg would want you to go hiking.
He wants to go to the bar. He wants you to go
You
to the
know?
gym, and then he wants to go to the bar.
and I don't want to go to the
Yeah.
gym.
I want to go to the bar.
I want a guy that's not going to make me go to
Just
the gym.
spoil me, yeah.
Yeah.
Take me downtown, show me off. Like,
Oh, God. Maybe he,
This,
maybe
this is a good podcast.
maybe Wahlberg got his cool points
These
from,
guys like dudes.
from his brother, who was in New Kids on the Block.
Well,
I'm too young for that.
I'm too young for that too.
Whatever, man.
Old man.
You didn't grow up with. My sister really loved him. That's why I know. him. They were cool.
He was in, what was that
Was
band?
Swag.
he was
Mark,
in?
Marky Mark.
Marky Mark
Mm.
and the Funky
that
Bunch
band.
or whatever.
Was it a band? I thought it was
Yeah.
a rapper thing. Oh, okay.
Well, it was a group, right? He had the Funky Bunch.
I don't know about
That
the bunch.
sounds
I just
right. I
Marky
don't know
Mark.
what it is though.
Marky
Who
Mark
knows?
and the Funky Bunch. It just sounds like a cereal.
Yeah.
It sounds like that
Funky Bunches of Oats.
John Mulaney special,
Funky bunches of.
which I now realize might be a
The-
play on that.
Maybe.
Well, we've done hot points.
They do look identical.
We've done. Yeah, true.
Did John Mulaney?
I mean,
and Matt
Mulaney
Damon
is a
kinda look
stretched out Mark Wahlberg.
What?
Like,
What?
They kind of look similar. Matt
Well-
Damon and John Mulaney.
Well, John Mulaney.
Yeah,
They
is
both
like-
have like tall-ish
stretched him
heads.
out.
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you pulled him on both ends
Yeah.
and made him
Yeah.
annoying.
Definitely not as squishy. As,
Not as squishy.
I don't like John
Describing
Mulaney.
people as squishy.
When you look at Wahlberg versus Damon, Damon is more squishy. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, because Wahlberg is like ripped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But his face is just whatever.
I love it.
They're never gonna come on the podcast if we keep shit talking them.
You're right.
know.
Well, listen.
Nick
said we'd
books the
make out with
wrong
them.
one because they look the same. We want Matt Damon and Mark Wahlberg shows up, and I'd be like, "This is
Oh,
better,
damn
actually."
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Dang,
We're like,
got
oh
it.
no.
Nick's fired, but you can stay. Like,
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Well, do we have any final thoughts before we rate?
oh yes, the rat at the end was so stupid,
Oh,
so stupid.
You know what's
it.
funny?
No,
loved all
I didn't
the
like the rat at
symbolism.
the end.
Ugh.
That's not symbolism. That's hitting you in the face with a bat. That's so stupid.
pretty,
And you know
pretty on
what?
the
It's
nose.
gotten made fun of by reviewers, deservedly so. Because Scorsese's like, hey, it's a rat. Hey, it's dumb.
A literal
Stupid.
rat. There were 6 in the movie. You want to see a real one now?
It's
Yeah,
like
I
if you
guess, but
Looney
I still
Tunes
liked it.
the That's All Folks on the end of a movie. You know,
Oh
that
my
was a
gosh,
movie.
That was a movie.
What
Like-
was up with some of the transitions early on in the movie where it was in the bottom corner and it was like zoomed in on
Yeah.
just Matt Damon and then it opened up? Like it was. You
I
could
So
think
it
that's
happened
to
two
me,
times.
No idea.
Like he had a focus on him. Like there was people watching him now or something like
So
that.
I took it as
maybe.
like, I don't know, like when it opened up, I was like, oh, his possibilities are opening up maybe. Because at first it was focused on him and got larger. And then towards the end, it started, everything started closing in on him. It's kind of how I took it.
Okay.
Because then it zoomed back in. I also hated it, by
Yeah,
the way.
I felt-
it
I
was
felt
I thought it was
very
absolutely
random.
stupid.
Yeah.
So
I'm with you on that one.
Scorsese can't win for
Carl,
me
did you
tonight.
like it?
I just like any design motifs. I'm like, okay. Like I'm just trying to find anything spelled out for me.
Yeah, motifs are good, but those weren't. The rat at the end, dude, come on.
In a
I think I was
classic,
impressed because I was just like, how did they get a rat to
like
just
if
stop
every
right there? It was like perfect.
It's like if every Star Wars movie ended by panning out and showing you a star. Stupid. So stupid.
in a classic Nick move, I watched this movie twice. The first time, I didn't notice the rat.
what?
And then I watched the movie, and then I watched like a review
Okay,
on YouTube. I was like,
here's the thing.
Oh,
that's
oh,
why it
nice.
was slowly panning on the Capitol, because it wasn't about the Capitol. It was about the rat that I completely missed.
You can't get mad at me for pointing out when you do stuff like that. You're just not
No,
allowed.
You just
'cause-
got to stop doing it so quick.
No, no. Because the thing is that with the episodes, yes, they start and end, but with our lives, it's just shit that keeps happening. You know what I mean? It's like another railroad tie in the train track of Nick's life. Just him missing more stuff.
Oh God.
Oh, did you like it when he peeked the mic when he was hitting his arm, the broken arm?
Yes.
I didn't realize
okay.
you peeked the mic, but
I like it when
Yeah.
I like it when you peek my, but at the same time, it does hit different in older movies.
Yeah.
That scene was hard to watch. I was like,
I just remember that
"Yeah."
happening, and I was like, "Hey, he peeked it."
I like it
Everything
when they
that.
peek it.
Yeah.
Hey,
I like it. I like peaked mics. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mm.
Huh?
who was your guys' favorite overall character in this movie?
Character?
Costigan.
I think
by a-
Costigan
by
for
a
sure.
mile.
Really?
Yeah.
I think it was Leo.
Okay.
Yes, that's Costigan.
No,
Yeah.
Costigan.
what was
is
the mob's
Leo.
guy?
Costello.
Costello.
Okay,
Actually,
Yeah.
no. Costello's mine. I just
That's
like
what I
Jack
He was a
Nicholas.
good character.
I like Jack Nicholas.
I was just on Leo's
thought
side the whole time.
Costigan-
Oh, I
my
thought he
second.
was very believable.
When he got shot in the elevator, I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Yeah, I was mad.
I was so
I was
pissed.
like, yep. I just
I was
figured they were gonna do
furious.
that.
I didn't think either of them were gonna.
I was pacing back and forth. I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me!" Like I was like, "He can't keep getting away with it." Like I was
So-
like Jesse in Breaking Bad.
Oh, I thought so. I love trying to predict endings. What I thought was gonna happen was I thought the therapist was gonna take him down with the envelope thing, or that like the baby would be Leo's.
I was
I
waiting
think
for that.
it was.
Or-
It is. We think it is.
Okay.
I think it is.
Well, the internet thinks it is.
So
Well, her reaction at the funeral very heavily implied that.
yeah, or I
Well, because
thought
he even asked her, he's like, "What about the baby?"
yeah,
and
or I
then she
thought
doesn't
he
say anything.
I thought he was gonna kill her
Well, she wouldn't know.
because she would have been the last loose end.
Maybe
True.
not.
But then
But
the
he did seem to
Wahlberg.
have problems.
yeah,
At least he was. So there's maybe some impotency or whatever problems with him that
The-
might not have been his.
Okay, I read a fact about that, and I didn't know if it was like what it actually meant. So apparently Matt Damon wanted his character to be impotent as like a reverse of Costello's like big macho-ness. I didn't pick up on that at all in the movie, but maybe that was a thing. So I guess then it would have to be Leo's baby.
There's a big theory that he's like a closet homosexual.
Oh.
And it's backed up by a lot of like in the very beginning of the movie, he uses all those homophobic slurs against the firefighters, which is like typical of like a closet person. Yeah, so there's like the impotency with him. Yeah. So there's some theories there, but yeah, there's a lot of little theories. There's a theory that like Dignam's character was actually a rat too, and that's how we knew, and it wasn't the envelope. There's a lot of like theories, but who knows? That's what's fun. I think that's what's fun about this movie. You can really like, you're like, what did happen? Like, was even Jack like I almost called him Jack Donaghy? Was Alec Baldwin's character? Was he a rat too? Because he kind of seemed like he was in on something, but I don't know.
No,
but everybody's a rat.
Alec Baldwin.
Yeah,
Being weird.
His accent
his
was
line
also
when he was
stupid.
like, "You want a cigarette? Oh, you don't smoke good. Health it? Go fuck yourself." It's like 20 seconds of dialogue. I laughed so hard at that. I was like, that was a much needed comedy break.
I liked the ball busting in the movie.
Yeah.
It was cool.
How's your mother? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so
I did.
good.
I like the ending. I like Dingham just shooting the guy in the face.
Yeah.
I like a good revenge ending, and that again
Yeah.
it made me think of Shooter, and I love. Shooter has one of the most satisfying endings of any movie I've seen. That
I'll have to
for
watch
me.
that one.
It's.
Yeah.
I think I like that movie more
maybe-
than what it's owed.
Maybe don't watch it, Carl.
Yeah, maybe we can do it next year. I like that movie more than what it's owed, for sure. Like it may be like a 6.5 out of 10 movie, and I like it like 8 out of 10. Like I just like that. I also saw it when I was a teenager and whatever, but it's a good movie. Similar-ish to this-ish, kind of a mind games movie. Super good. So, well, should we do whatever it is we
Hit, mid, or miss.
Hit, mid, or miss? I can go first. I think it's mid plus.
Mid
plus.
Changing the scale.
I don't think it's like, it's mid because it's, again, I was at a 2.5 before the Dingham scene at the end. And then I was like, I'm at a 3.5 now, but that's still mid. I think the mid has to at least go half a point on each side of 3 or whatever. So I'm going with a mid on this one, but with an asterisk of, I liked it. I liked it, but it's mid.
That's better than I thought you were going to give it.
Mid movie. Yeah, if we were going out of 10, it'd be like 6.5. It's like it's still mid, but it's okay.
I'm going to go hit.
Yep.
I really
There you
liked
go.
it.
Oh.
It was riveting. No,
I was engaged the whole time. Is good.
Yeah.
But
I would also go mid.
oh, I thought you would go miss. Cool.
No, mid feels right.
Carl?
I'm a hit. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, no certification this time.
Really enjoyed it.
Ladies and
No
germs.
Real
big room
50-50 here.
certification.
Same as last week, kind of, I think, right? Weren't we 50-50 last week?
I don't
You
recall.
hated it.
Yes, Blade Runner, I gave a full miss.
You gave it a full
Yeah,
miss.
I
I
gave
gave
it
it
a
a hit. Hit,
Hit.
mid. Yeah, okay. So, pretty much the same. It's good. It's good. It's fine. A movie.
Would I watch it again? No.
No, I'm not
No.
watching it
I
again.
watched
Already
it
watched it
3
twice.
times.
You watched it 3 times?
Yeah.
Woo!
No,
I
I'm
watched
not
it like
watching.
twice in one day because I was like, okay, now I got to get the notes going. But yeah, I really enjoyed it because I feel like there was stuff I was missing too, and I would just, like on rewatches you can kind of pick up on subtler stuff. You're like, man, like this movie is, I don't know. I really enjoyed it, so I had a lot of fun watching it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
It makes me want to watch all the other Scorsese's,
I still want to watch
like
The
Raging
Irishman.
Bull. I don't know if I could do The Irishman. That's a lot of movies.
It's
so
almost 4 hours.
long.
I
Right?
want to go a little bit more of the older stuff. Like Taxi Driver is really good. I want to like kind of binge through all of his stuff.
Man, you're making
My
me-
favorite content creator, Martin Scorsese.
Oh,
Judas.
So funny.
Content creator. Oh, boy.
Has this really good video out?
it's called Goodfellas.
It's so stupid.
It's kind of long.
It's kind of long, but it has some voice. So that's my favorite kind of humor. It's just like so obviously joke. Oh man, it's so good.
Well, what
Yeah.
time are we at? Stream's been up for
Do you want
about
to
an hour. Let's do
pull
a
our
poll.
movie?
Whose turn is it?
It's Nick's turn.
Nick.
Oh,
turn.
baby.
The end of every
Oh,
episode.
Nick.
the end of every episode, we pull the next movie out of a bucket that
Let's
says
go.
popcorn.
There's no popcorn in the bucket.
There's no popcorn in the bucket.
just movie
Reshuffling.
tickets.
We're picking. Oh man!
What?
Man.
This week we are watching The Fast and the Furious.
Let's go.
Yes!
Something light.
Oh,
Am I the only one who hasn't seen it?
I
I
haven't seen it.
I haven't seen it either.
Wait,
Yeah.
you haven't seen it?
No,
None of us
missed
have seen
the
it?
whole franchise. Yeah.
Wow.
I know nothing
Holy
about this
I just
series.
know
No
that.
family.
Yeah,
I know
family.
family.
Yeah. When Fast 8 came out, Dustin Carson, I said that I'd never seen a Fast and Furious, and he was like, do me a favor, watch the first movie and then the last movie and then get back with me. And I never did it. And
Here we are.
I brought that up to him a couple months ago, and he was like, oh my God, if you did that today, it would make no sense. It would be even crazier. From what I understand, like this movie through like Tokyo Drift, I think is like, it's a street racing movie.
Yeah.
And then it's a superhero franchise.
Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Like I think Dwayne the Rock Johnson unironically like stomps on the top level of a multi-story garage and it crumbles to
Stop.
the ground. Yeah, like
It's
Oh
unbelievable.
my God.
they're like redirecting missiles with their hands and shit. Like it gets wild out there.
Yeah, I've seen one other like street racing movie, Gone in 60 Seconds, with Nicolas Cage.
Oh boy.
My
boy.
parents like
driving
played that movie.
Only uphill from there.
So I wonder
Yeah.
how this will compare. I liked Gone in 60. It also has Angelina Jolie in some terrible like bleached dreads.
Oh
But,
no!
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Oh no!
Yo, this
Angie.
This is crazy. I don't know how much
Angie?
of the plot
Angie.
it is. But Fast and Furious.
I'll read it.
2001.
Let's go.
Dominic Toretto enjoys the adrenaline of streetcar racing as his fans treat him like a rock star. After a blazing encounter with the ruthless Johnny Tran, Dom decides to take Brian, Paul Walker,
Rip.
a newcomer to street
Oh,
racing,
boy.
under his wing. Dom's sister Mia sees something she likes in Brian too. Trouble is, neither of them realize he's an undercover cop.
What?
And Dominic and his rival
God
Johnny
bless.
Tran are both prime suspects in a case involving dirty money and big rig hijacking.
Will there be a rat on the screen?
Oh my god! Just crawling across
I'm
the
so
dash.
tired of it. I'm so tired of it.
What are the chances?
A lot of
An
rats.
undercover
Yeah.
cop.
Lots of undercover cops
Next,
on
Right
the
after-
Yeah.
next year, we're just watching Jim Carrey.
We went from like
movies.
film to war.
This can't be that serious. It's Fast and the
Yeah,
Furious.
it's Fast and Furious.
Yeah.
So.
I'm excited.
I am
Hey,
too.
you know, we're all like in or near our 30s and we've never seen Fast and Furious.
Here we are.
So,
2001.
A Space Odyssey, also on the bucket.
It was
I can't
8
wait
or
to watch
9.
that one again.
Oh boy, have you seen 2001?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I want to watch it again though.
Well, Jesus.
You
I
definitely
love it.
will.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna
It's a
watch it?
classic.
It's a classic.
I'm not excited for that one. I don't know why. I just feel like I'm gonna hate it.
Well, you do hate good things. so-
I love
Oof.
hating good things.
Got her.
It's my favorite.
Well, there you go, folks. Fast and the Furious. If you made it this far, get in the Discord.
Join us.
Please follow us on everything, literally, except Facebook, because that's where your mom is, and we don't want to talk to your mom.
No.
So, Instagram, Twitter, Threads, TikTok,
YouTube.
Twitch, YouTube. We need to add Twitch to the
Twitch.
link tree. All links are in the thing under us if you're on YouTube. They're also in the thing under your episode if you're on your favorite podcast thing-a-ling. Click them. Click like. Click follow. Click Discord and watch Fast and the Furious. And we will do another one of these next week. Woo! Bye.
Bye.
Bye.